fun game. To play it, you do need your cards, or you could play it using your double dice, but I think your cards would be a nice challenge. We're going to practice playing it two ways. You can do it on a piece of paper or a whiteboard. I'm going to do it on my whiteboard, and then I'm going to ask that you take two pictures at the end, one of it the two-way tally table way, and one of it the Carol diagram way. Are you ready to learn how to play? So you can take your cards that I gave you for Christmas. You either got a puppy deck or a kitty deck. I would sort out those face cards just like we do with our cards at home. So I'm going to take away my, oh goodness me, I'm going to take away my ones that have people on them. So I just have the numbers, and then we're going to make this a game with just numbers. Okay, so I'm sorting out my cards. If you could sort yours out too. You can pause the video if you need more time than I'm taking to do that. All right. So this is a data game. We're going to organize data in a couple of different ways. So to make, I'm going to take just my stack of cards that have the numbers on them and put them in a handy location so I can use them. Okay. Click off that. Now, we've done a lot of work with T-charts at school. This time you're actually going to do a 3-column chart this way. And then there's a column here and another column this way. Ooh. So if you could pause the video if you need more time to copy your chart. Okay. Let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger for me. All right. I am going to put some categories at the top, and this is going to be organized. I'm going to put odd numbers here, even numbers here. I am going to put less than 10 and more than 10. Now I'm going to show you how I play. All right. Okay. I'm going to flip 2 cards, and I'm going to say start with the cards. If you'd like a challenge, you can do 3 cards. Now, before you play, you're going to think, which area do you think is going to get the most points? Okay. I'm going to say, I think my even numbers with more than 10 might get the most points. Just for fun, it's kind of nice to gamble on it. And then you're going to do the game at least 20 times, and then you're going to see what you get at the end. All right, I'm going to flip 2. I've got a 1 and a 6. Okay, 1 add 6, 7. 7. Got 2, 4, 6, even, but then there's 1 out, and 7, it's an odd guy out. So 7 is odd, and it's less than 10. So I'm going to put it here. All right. Next one. I think one of the parents are messaging me. So I've got 4 and 5. Well, I know 5 and 5 makes 10. So 4 and 5 is 9. 9. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. 1 guy out. That's odd. I'm going to do a swoop between my 7 and 9 so they don't look like 79. To show it's like a list. Yeah. Okay, now. Ooh, 7 and 8. Well, I know 7 and 7 is 14. So 7 and 8 is 15. Now, when I'm looking at a number like 15, to determine if it's even or odd, I just need to look in the ones place, because 10s are always even. So ones, 5 ones, 2, 4, 5. 5 is odd, my friends, and it's not less than 10, it's more than 10. So it's going to go in this odd section. I don't know. Seems like I'm getting a lot more odd. Okay, let me go again. Oh, 8 and 8, 16. And 16 is a double. I don't need to check if it's even. I just know 6 is even because 8 and 8 is a double, but you can check too. We played that odd even game earlier. So I'm going to put this in more than 10 and even, and I'm going to put a swoop right after. I should have put a swoop. I should have put that over there, really. Okay. 1 and 9. Ooh, 9 and 1. That is 10. And 10 has a 0 in the ones place, so there's no odd guys out. And 10, I'm going to say, well, that's kind of confusing. 10 isn't less than 10 or more than 10. I'm going to say 10 or less here, because I think that makes sense. And I'm going to put 10 over here and even. A little comma, 10 or less. I should have changed that. That's nicer. Okay. So I'm just organizing my numbers as I play with adding them. Ooh, 8 and 3. Well, I know 8 and 2 is 10. So 8 and 3, 11. Now 11, if I look in my ones place, you can see I've got an odd one out. So it's odd, and it's more than 10. I'll throw it here. 10 plus 7. It's easy to add numbers to 10. So 17. 10 and 7, 17. Gonna look in my ones place. Oh, 7, 2, 4, 6. Odd guy out. 7. And it's more than 10. So I'm going to put it in the odd section that's more than 10. With a swoop afterwards to separate my numbers. So you can see how I was playing this. I'm sort of thinking if you play it 10 times and change my mind from 20, play it 10 times, add 10 numbers, organize them, take a picture for me. I would love to see it. The other way I'd like you to play it is actually even easier. You're going to use the same diagram. If you do a whiteboard, you can just erase. If you did it on a piece of paper, you're going to have to remake the same chart. Okay, now, this time, I'm going to organize my data. I'm going to have 10, I'm going to do it 10 times. And then I'm going to make sure that I do tally marks for each way. I'm not showing the same amount of data. I'm not showing what numbers I got. I'm just kind of organizing it. So, two-way tally table time. We're really good at one-way tally tables. This should be pretty good for us. So 7 add 5. I know 5 and 5 is 10. So 7 add 5 and have 2 more. So 12. So 12, I know that, look at the ones place, 2 is even and it's more than 10. So instead of writing 12, I'm just going to do a tally line there. Okay, here. Oof, 9 and 6. When I add with 9, I like to make it a 10 because it's just so much friendlier. So I'm going to make this a 10, and then I'm going to take one from the 6. So this becomes a 10 and a 5 because I took one from the 6 to make that 10. 10 and 5, 15. 15, well, I look at the 5 and I know, okay, there's even, but then there's an odd guy out. So 15 is odd, and it's more than 10. See, I should have voted for this one this time. Okay, 4 and 5. I know 4 and 4 is 8, 5 and 4 is then 9. It's 10 or less. And I know 9 is odd, so I'm going to throw it right here. I can check with my fingers if I need to. So anyways, I'm going to keep playing. 10 and 6, 16. Adding with 10 is easy. 10 and 6, 16. I am going to just look at that quickly. Oh, I'm just looking at the ones place. 6, 2, 4, 6. Even. And since it's even and it's more than 10, it would go here. So with this game, I organize my numbers and then I show them in a tally table. So I'd like to see your Carol diagram where you have the actual numbers and then your two-way tally table. It's kind of a fun game. And you can do the same thing. You can kind of figure out or anticipate which section you think will win when you do 10 total. I hope you liked the game as much as I did.